Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. I am going to be doing a tutorial on the look that you see right here. We've got some pink eyeshadow going on, some pink lipstick going on, and what holiday, or not really a holiday, but what day screams pink more than Valentine's Day? That's right, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and for those of you kind of scrambling to look for a look that you might wear on date night, or just if you're having Galentine's Day, you're going out with friends, or if you just want to sit at home on the couch eating hot Cheetos and you just want to get dressed up and glammed up for no reason, I'm right there with you. That's essentially what I did today. But yeah, today I test out the new ColourPop Luxe lipstick. Spoiler alert, I love it. I just love the color. I think it is perfect for a day like this. And I use some Too Faced eyeshadows. I do a lot of fun stuff that's more glam and more fun than my everyday look that I did 2 videos ago. So yeah, if you would like to learn how to get this look, by the way, look at this highlight. I'm telling you. May or may not have used a highlight that I have mentioned in one of my previous videos. So yeah, if you would like to learn how to get this look, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so today I'm going to prime with the Catrice Prime and Fine Pore Refining Anti-Shine Base. And I love this because it keeps your makeup matte and it does a really good job. It comes out kind of like lotiony, but it becomes really tacky. So I'm just going to rub that all onto the face. Now for foundation, because we want to do a full glam look, today I am mixing 2 of my most high coverage foundations, the Jouer Essential High Coverage Creme and the Urban Decay All Nighter. I'm mixing these because this is a little, I'm sorry, it's blinding you. This is a little too dark for me and this is a little too light for me. So we're gonna kind of create a happy medium. I just got my new brush cleaner and I washed all of my brushes. Ugh, I love it. This stuff is really potent, so I only recommend using 1 or not 2 is too much, 1 drop, especially if you're mixing. I'm going to do 1 of each. So I'm going to do a little bit of this, just 1 pump on my Y6. This is in the shade Latte, just like these. That's half of 1, actually, sorry. It's a little too much if I do 1. And then 1 of the Urban Decay All Nighter in the shade 4.0. Just, not 1, sorry, half. So, there. And yeah, so then I just go ahead and get to applying on the face. 1, 2, 3 streaks. As you can see, look at the coverage already just from 1 pump of foundation, because I essentially did 1/2 of the Jouer and 1/2 of the Urban Decay. And you can tell, like, look how flawless-ish my skin looks just with 1 pump of foundation. Always remember to bring it down the neck. Alright, now you can see that we have just the under eyes that need a little bit of help. So let's go in and fix that with some concealer. Taking my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium Honey. I told you guys this was like my favorite concealer. And just a tip, if you are going in with eyeshadow like we are today, you can totally take your concealer and kind of put it on top of your eyelids to double as eyeshadow primer, because that way you don't need to go in with a separate step, and it's kind of like a 2-in-1. The Morphe Highlight and Contour Sponge, I believe, it has kind of like this flat side, a really dense pointed side, perfect for under eye concealer blending. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now we're gonna go in with cream contour, since this is kind of like a full bam look, and that's what I do whenever I do kind of full glam looks like these. So I'm gonna be taking my Catrice Prime and Fine contour stick. It has like 1 side for just kind of like a matte contour and then 1 side for a highlight shade-ish. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I take this contour and I kind of find like my cheekbone, the start of my cheekbone, and just kind of bring it down and kind of stripe up to kind of blend up. I don't contour my forehead because, as some of you may know, I explained in my first video that I have a short forehead, so I don't really like to bronzer too much or contour too much on my forehead because it'll make it look shorter. And yeah, kind of on the sides of my nose, just like that. I know if you want to contour and make your lips look a little bit bigger, you can put some underneath or on top of your lips. I'm not going to do that because I personally think my lips are already pretty large, sufficient enough. Naturally, fun fact, I was actually always insecure about my lips because people would always used to make fun of me for having big lips in middle school. And I was like, well, what if someday they become popular? And sure enough, lip fillers are everywhere. Like, big lips are the thing. So I guess, haha. All right, now that we have our cream base all done, we're going to set this bad boy with some powder because Lord knows we need it. Today I'm going to be taking a combo of my Fast and Fabulous powder and my CoverFX press powder. I mentioned these two in my last current favorites video. I'm going to take this Real Techniques setting brush and just kind of lightly set underneath the eyes. There's a lot of product that comes out here, so you're going to want to be careful. Just kind of pat underneath the eyes, make sure there's no creasing. When you put on eyeshadow after you put on primer and concealer, you always want to set it with either a matte neutral powder or a translucent powder just to kind of get that base even before you go on with any colored eyeshadow itself. So just a little tip. For the rest of the face, I am going to go in with my CoverFX pressed powder just because I love using this to set the rest of my face. It does a really good job of making sure that your skin looks extra flawless and matte. All right, so now we're a little bit closer. I'm going to be going in with the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. It's kind of their OG peach thing that came out a couple years ago. It smells like peaches. I love this palette. I'm going to be going in with the shade Pure first to kind of use as a transition. I'm going to be taking the Morphe E27. Work this in the crease of my eye. In the transition area, just so you know, is the area between the lid and the brow bone. I'm gonna do it for the other side too. So the look I'm going for is kind of like a very pink look for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be taking the shade Candied Peach, and I'm gonna work that more into my crease, deeper into my crease. And I'm going to take actually this new ColourPop brush I just got in the mail. This is the E9, I believe it is the smaller tapered brush. So I'm just gonna dip that in, tap off the excess, and just kind of like work this deeper into my crease to kind of create a gradient effect. As you can see, I'm not blowing this out as much, I'm just kind of like laying it into there. So now that we have that all nice and tight in the socket, I'm going to take a darker shade to kind of accentuate the outer corners, also known as the outer V, and this will really add more of that definition to your eye look. Alright, now for the all over lid color, I want to just kind of brighten it up a little bit. So I'm going to be taking the shade Bellini, and I'm going to be taking a flat synthetic brush. This is the best kind of brush for packing on foiled shades onto the lid because it'll really get the most product. I'm going to be going back in with the ColourPop E9 and just kind of blend everything together to make sure that it is all looking seamless. And I have no additional shadow on this brush, by the way. Kind of bringing the color up here. So you can see it's past my real crease, just because that's kind of like my transition area because I have a lot of space between my brow bone and my eyelid. And I'm going to be going in and doing some wing liner and falsies. The liner I'm using today is the Tarteist Double Take Liner. I'm using the liquid side. I can't really talk while I'm doing eyeliner, so I'm just gonna do that real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so our liner is on. Keep in mind, if your wing liner is looking a little uneven, don't worry, because that's the beauty of falsies, and we're gonna go in and fix that. Notice, yes, my brows are still not on, but we're gonna get to those after. I have an interesting order of doing my steps, so let's go ahead and put on some falsies now. Today, I am going to be using some of my favorite dramatic yet natural lashes, at least for my standards. These are the number 43s. I don't really know where you can find these regularly. I just kind of picked them up at a random shop in a local mall near me, and these are just so amazing. They're so inexpensive. They were like under $2, but I love these lashes because they're so comfortable. The band is malleable enough where you can kind of maneuver it to how you want it to be, but also it's easy to work with and to apply. So I'm just gonna go ahead and curl my lashes, put a little bit of mascara on, and pop these on, and I will be right back. So now that the lashes are on, I'm gonna go ahead and tight line my eyes. This stuff is not scary. It's not. It's really easy. Some people like to just kind of go underneath here. I personally like to kind of pick up my lid just because I need to see. I'm going back in with the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and I'm going to take the shade Charmed, I'm Sure. It was the color that we used to kind of accentuate the outer V, and I'm going to take this Morphe M213. It's just a little stiff brush, and I'm going to kind of go into this color and just smoke that all on my lower lash line. Whenever you're going with a dark color, I would suggest knowing the kind of look you're going for. If you really want it to look extra smoky, take that darker color all the way in. If you want to kind of leave your eyes a little bit more open, don't take the dark color all the way in. Just kind of gradually blend it out, but don't add more product, which is what I'm gonna do here. Now with that small ColourPop E9 brush, we're going to blow it out a little bit and add a little bit of pink down there. So I'm going to go in with the shade Candied Peach that we use to go tighten our crease, just kind of all over the lower lash line. I'm really going to just blow it out. Now some lower lash mascara and we will be complete. I'm going back in with the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I didn't show it on camera, but it's the mascara I use to kind of apply as my base before I went in with falsies. Now that we're all zoomed out again, I'm going to go ahead and bronze up my face. Today I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. It's just a little palette that I got a while back. I'm going to go in with Chocolate Soleil. I love this bronzer. I'm taking my normal Eco Tools blending and bronzing brush, just dipping in here, tapping off the excess, and going to town. It smells so good. And to sharpen my nose contour, I'm going to go in with that brush I talked about in my everyday Get Ready With Me. This is the AOA Studio High Definition brush in 103. It has that little slant that's perfect for nose contour. So I'm going to take that same brush, or that same bronzer, tap off the excess, and go in. So I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Pearlescent Pink. It has some fine shimmers in it. I don't know if you can see, but it's really, really pretty. I'm going to go with this Morphe Duo Fiber stippling brush. It kind of looks like this. I actually really like stippling brushes for blushes because it disperses a really good amount of product without looking too heavy or too fake or too overdone. So I'm just going to dip into this, tap off the excess once, and just kind of blush up the cheeks. God, I forgot about brows. Okay, before we go into highlight, let's do brows. For my glam looks, I like to go in with a brow pencil instead of just my normal brow gel. So I'm taking my Anastasia brow definer in the shade Dark Brown, and I'm going to go ahead and just fill them in real quick, and I will be right back. So today I'm going to be going in with my favorite highlight that I talked about, the j.cat Beauty You Glow Girl Baked Highlight. Oh my god, this stuff is intense. So I'm going to take my Morphe R36, just kind of dust it a little bit in, and just watch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, hello, I told you, we did not come to play today. Just smear the rest of my Cupid's bow. I'm going to go in with this ColourPop Still Crazy lipstick. It is a really pretty pink color. This is brand new from their Luxe lip line. Oh my god, it's so creamy. So first impressions is that these are very creamy. Like, they have such a slip to them that you have to be careful. They're not as like pulling as a matte lipstick, so I would recommend just going in with a light hand and taking your time with making sure the edges are even. Now I'm just going to set my face with some setting spray. Today I will be using the Hard Candy Matte Sheer Envy setting spray. This is just from Walmart, super inexpensive. It's the same brand that makes this amazing powder. I love it. Now, for those of you wondering what the purpose of setting spray is, it's really to just kind of melt all the powders into the face so you don't look super powdery and cakey. Alright guys, and that completes this makeup look on this Valentine's Day full beat face. This was basically my first attempt at like a real legit tutorial. I hope you really like it. I love how this came out. The pinks on the eyeshadow combined with the lip, I just think are so pretty, so feminine, so festive for the holiday if you celebrate it. Please come back for future videos. I have stuff that I have planned that is upcoming, so please be sure you're here for that. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching again. I love you. Please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!